much for joining us. Just time for a quick recap of the week, which has once again been completely chaotic. From a volcano erupting in Hawaii, to Kanye West implying slavery was a choice, to Paul Ryan picking a fight with the House chaplain for some reason, to Trump speaking at the NRA convention about knife crime in London in extremely vivid terms.
There's blood all over the floors of this hospital. They say it's as bad as a military war zone hospital. Knives, knives, knives.
What are you doing? I'll say this for Trump. He may not be presidential material, but slap a black mock turtleneck on him, and his slam poetry is on point. Knives, knives, knives. Forks, forks, forks. Spoons. But look, let's not get sucked into all that. Instead, let's move on to West Virginia, the state whose seal seems to commemorate Papa Smurf's death in the Civil War. I mean, just look at it. It's a little red Smurf hat on a grave that says June 20th, 1863. What else could that possibly mean? Now, one of West Virginia's Senate seats is up for grabs this fall, and the Republican primary is this Tuesday. The polls are close, with 24% of voters undecided, so this result is very much up in the air. And one candidate in particular has been grabbing headlines.
The newest candidate in this race is just hoping that Republican primary voters are redemption-minded because he just got out of prison.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you your newest West Virginia Senate candidate, O.J. Simpson.
This is what...
No, I'm kidding. The juice is not running. The juice is not running. The candidate in question is this guy, Don Blankenship, who used to run a coal company called Massey Energy, which I know is surprising because he does look more like the butler for a family of ghosts. Now, we've actually discussed Blankenship before on this show, specifically the fact that one of his company's mines had an explosion in 2010 that killed 29 workers. And while Blankenship denies responsibility, he was convicted of conspiring to violate federal safety standards in the wake of that disaster and subsequently served a year in prison. And if you think that he would want to steer away from any talk of what I just said in his ads, think again.
Did you know Don Blankenship's trial was not about the mine explosion?
Really? You sure?
Oh, yeah. The Obama judge wouldn't even let Don mention the explosion, and the Obama prosecutors knew Don had nothing to do with the explosion.
West Virginians knew that Obama was against them and coal. Now they understand what happened when Don fought back.
I'm voting for Don.
Now that I know the whole truth, me too.
Cool. Now, of all the insane things in that ad, from that man clearly drinking from an empty coffee mug to the term Obama judge, perhaps the weirdest is that all those two people seem to need to know in order to vote for Blankenship is that he didn't blow up a mine. That's it. They may as well have said, is Don Blankenship the Golden State Killer? No, they caught that guy. Well, that's all I need to know. I'm voting for Don. Cheers. And if Blankenship wants to distance himself from that mine explosion, it frankly doesn't help that he talks about it all the time. In fact, he released another ad this week, this time adding on a bizarre swipe at Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. And I will warn you, this man is dangerously charismatic.
The politicians are running a lot of crazy ads. They blew up the coal mine and then put me in prison. Now they're running ads that say the coal mine blew up and I went to prison. There's no surprise there. But if you want jobs, if you want to end the drug epidemic, and you want to protect the unborn, you need to vote for me. One of my goals as U.S. Senator will be to ditch Cocaine Mitch. When you vote for me, you're voting for the sake of the kids.
Yeah, he called Mitch McConnell Cocaine Mitch, which is a far more badass name